Good afternoon, ladies, gents. They're around here somewhere. Welcome to Miss Naturalista's Afternoon Girl Chat with the creator of Locked by Jem's Jemm Naturals Hair Care, Gemini. And if I say her name wrong, please excuse me because I'm bilingual. I is truly a Spanish woman. So buenas tardes a todos que hablan español. Estamos aquí para hablar con la señora Jemm. Y ella hace productos para la gente de pelo natural. So, natural hair. You might think that by the name, the products are only good for lock heads, but it's not. I use it on my granddaughter's hair. I sell it to some of you loose naturals. You guys can attest that it's a real good product, but I just want to introduce her. She's local, here from St. Thomas and stationed in St. Croix. So, clock that. We have so many talented people in these islands, and here at Miss Naturalista we love featuring our locals as they do what they do by us, for us, and that's how we like to keep our store here to serve the community. We thank you guys for coming on time. We know some of you are on island time and will show up, but we want to respect the ones that came and start when we said we're going to start. So thank you for granting us the grace to start a little late. We at Miss Naturalista believe in quality, not quantity. So if 1, 2, or 3 of you had showed up, we would still have this event. This is how we sell you products. We don't just sell you products to make a sale. We want to make sure you get what you need for what issues you're having with your hair, and this is how we run our events. So remember that quality above quantity is how we run our business. So welcome. I'm going to pass it on to our star, and I'm going to move out the way because I talk a lot, right? So thank you guys, and welcome to Miss Naturalista.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, thank you guys for coming today. I appreciate the support. So I created Jemm All Natural Hair Care line because as a stylist, I see up and close and personal like the damage and the things that your hair lacks. So I wanted to create something that gives you everything you need, and there's a lot of products out here that they are good products, but they do have a lot of harmful ingredients, and not only is they harmful to your hair, but they also cause cancer and many other different health issues. So I wanted to create something, especially for black people, that is just healthier. You wouldn't have to worry about all those other chemicals and damage and all those other stuff. So that is the main reason why I created Jemm All Natural Hair Care line. And I've had a lot of, because as a lactician, I've got a lot of clients from other people that they've been going to them for years, and then they finally come to me, and because I use the same products and I use the same routine for them, they've come to me and within like 4 to 5 months, their hair has grown drastically just because of a healthy routine. A healthy routine is so important when it comes to healthy hair care. That's like it's so easy and it's just so important. And healthy hair care routine varies from like different things. Like if you have locks, and it's just as simple as going to your loctician once a week, once a month, or twice a month, or just following up at home with healthy hair care routine. And these products are the basics for a healthy hair care routine. Like my oil and mist is the holy grail. Everyone loves these products, and it's very simple to use. The mist is a moisturizer, a water-based moisturizer, and you would mist your hair every single day. Now, depending on your hair texture, it can vary. Now, my products were specially made for locks, but it can be worked in all hair textures. If you have straight hair, I don't recommend you using the mist as often just because it will get frizzy. But natural hair, loose hair, locks, it's really good to use the mist every day. And then now the oil, a lot of people don't know that oil is what actually holds it seals the moisture into your hair. A lot of people miss and just think that it's okay, or just oil and think that your hair is okay, but it actually works together to keep your hair moisturized. So you should actually mist and then oil. It works together. So you would mist every day and then oil every other day. But when you oil it, it also depends on your scalp, because let's say you oil today and then the next 2 days your hair is still oily, you don't need any more oil. You can wait a few more days until you oil again. So it's really how your hair, it depends on your hair and your texture and your density and all of that. Do I have any questions so far? I feel like I'm just not. Go ahead.
So I have both of those, and I like, my scalp is also is always really dry. So you're saying I should use the mist, then use the oil on the scalp and the locks?
On the locks, yeah. So use the mist and then you seal in all that moisture with the oil. So you work, it's
So should
together.
I oil the scalp? You think like every day, every other day.
How does your hair look? Does your hair get dry really fast?
My hair, it doesn't get that dry. My scalp gets kind of dry.
So your scalp?
Yeah.
So then every other day. Every other day.
Do you have any like tips on maintaining dandruff? Like,
Maintaining dandruff, definitely the oil and the mist too, because that's the dandruff is just dry, just your scalp being very dry. So when you put the oil and the mist together, it helps also washing your hair. How long have you had your locks?
I don't have locks.
Oh, you don't have locks?
But I am like very cautious about dandruff and how dry my hair.
How often do you wash your hair?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you have loose natural hair?
Mm-hmm.
Loose natural. You ever try like maybe washing it a little more, like once a week?
Okay.
Once a week, and then also the oil and mist to see if that helps.
Okay.
Any more questions so far? No. Okay, so oil and mist is an easy day-to-day moisture routine. Shampoo and conditioner now depends on your hair texture and the type of hair you have, and washing your hair is so different for everybody. Now with locks, if you have starter locks, I always recommend. Some people don't like washing their starter locks. Some people think that you should go months without washing your starter locks. That is very incorrect. You should wash your starter locks every 4 to 6 weeks. It will depend on the type of starter locks you have. It may unravel, but that's fine if you're keeping up with your maintenance with your stylist. It will lock together. Now, if you have curly hair, a lot of people have curly hair and they use a lot of product in their hair every single day. Those are people that would have to wash their hair like once a week or a couple times throughout the week, just because they have so much products that they use in their hair. So it always depends on your hair texture and how you do your routine, but do make sure that you are washing your hair. I see like a lot of people talk about how your hair grows a lot when it's dirty. I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but I know that if you have a healthy routine and you're using products in your hair once a week, twice a week, no matter how much time you're using, those products being in your scalp, it will clog your pores and it will stall healthy hair growth. So it is good to wash your hair.
So I'm bad about how often I wash mine, but like if you're working out, you think like probably.
If you're working out, but since you have locks, if you're working out, I would still, and you have mature locks, so it really depends on you. When you have mature locks, you can go a little longer without washing or without retwisting because they're already mature. It doesn't need much maintenance. But since you are working out, if you get like a really sweaty scalp, then you should wash it a little, like 3 times, like every 3 weeks. It doesn't have to be like once a week. That's still a lot. Yeah. Go ahead.
Going back to the starter locks process. When I started as well, they were telling me don't wash your hair because it needs to be dirty in order for it to start to bud and lock. So can you talk about the making sure that you wash your hair even though you're starting, and then the way that you wash it, is it a special way that you should wash it so that you can keep your braid and it doesn't unravel as much? Because some people have said that once they wash it, it's like they're starting over.
So when it comes to starter locks, there is a specific way that you wash your hair. You have to mostly focus on the scalp. You don't go combing through your hair like it's just loose regular hair. You can't do that anymore because you have locks, especially starter locks. So you focus on the scalp, and then once your scalp is like soapy and you get a lot of lather and stuff, you just push it down under your starter lock and you just softly wash it. You don't have to be scrubbing or pulling or doing the most when it comes to starter locks. But washing your starter locks is very important. The reason your locks bud is not because it's dirty, it's water. The water actually helps your hair lock and bud. So the not washing, I don't know where that stigmatism came from, but no, you definitely need to wash starter locks, especially starter locks. That is very important.
Okay, so sister locks and traditional locks, right? Can you use the same products and the sister locks?
Yeah, definitely.
So if your hair is like silky and it holds water, right? Would you recommend the mix, to actually use a mix?
Yes, I would still recommend using the mist and then just seal in the moisture with the oil. Just seal it. I always remember that. I always remember to seal in the moisture.
You're talking about sealing in the moisture with the oil. Can you talk about the difference in moisture? We get a lot of clients that believe that oil is moisturizing. And it's like a fight every day to let them know liquid is first and then oil. So can you kind of talk to the clients here about oil being moisturizing Because I know some oils are moisturizing, but you still have to have that water or cream base underneath there.
So oil is moisturizing, but it's not a it's not a moisturizer. You have to get a water-based moisturizer to moisturize your hair, and then oil is a sealant. It keeps your hair shiny and soft, but it doesn't keep your hair moisturized. You have to get a water-based moisturizer first, spray your hair with that. That's the real moisturizer, and then you seal in that moisture with the oil. That's what really keeps your hair moisturized and soft and shining a lot longer. Yeah, just using an oil alone is not gonna do. It'll keep your hair shiny. It'll keep your hair soft for a few minutes, few hours, but it's not gonna keep it good and moisturized long. That's why you have to use the water-based moisturizer first, and then seal it with the oil. Yeah. Any other questions? Any questions? And then the detox. Now, the detox powder. I've seen like a lot of people come to me when they've had their locks for 5-6 years. They want to come and get a detox, which is perfectly fine. But when you have your locks for about 5, 6, 7 years and there's lint that's bedded inside your locks, the detox powder is not going to get that out. It is too deeply embedded into your locks at that point. Detox powder is mostly to deeply clean the roots of your scalp and your scalp. So now, like, if you ever go in the mirror and you like unravel your locks, you will see there will be a lot of dirt and buildup inside of your locks. That is the point of the detox powder. Now, the detox powder does get some of the lint that's at the end of your locks out, but it's not gonna get all of it out. I have a lot of people come to me and they want to get all the lint out, but it's at like 5-6 years, it's like very impossible. A lot of people at that point usually use like dye to hide it. But yeah, with the detox powder, it's mostly like a deep cleanse for the root of your locks and your scalp. But like the deep debris that's inside of your locks, it's very hard to get that out when you have it for so much years. Yeah. Go ahead.
How often should you detox?
Now, detox really depends on it depends on your routine, it depends on the health of your scalp, it depends on a lot of things. I often recommend between every 6 months, so like that, like twice a year, or sometimes some people only need it once a year because they don't use heavy products in their scalp. They go to their lactation or their stylish frequently, so if you're going to a good lactation, they're not using heavy products, they're washing your hair frequently, so you're not gonna have that much buildup. But if you're not doing those things, I would definitely recommend twice a year. Every 6 months. Any more questions?
So in terms of like conditioning, I just started my locks like in August.
Mm-hmm.
So my hair is like high porosity. It's very, very dry like all the time. And I'm very finicky about conditioning because I'm scared of like the buildup and like having to detox so often. So what would you say like is the best way to condition, or how to rinse it out, or how long to keep it? Because I'm very finicky about that. Like that's one of my nightmares.
I completely understand. Now with the conditioner, it depends on the brand. So since my products are specially made for locks, I actually made a light based conditioner which you wouldn't have to worry about the buildup. It's literally like a cream. You put it in and you can't even really see it after a few minutes. But there are some conditioners that are really too thick and too heavy for locks that you shouldn't use. But when you stick to a light based conditioner, you can. So I have a leave-in conditioner, a leave-in deep conditioner, and like if you have like a really dry scalp or really dry hair, you can use it as often as 3 times a week, and you wouldn't have to worry about any buildup. And also with the leave-in conditioner too, you use the leave-in deep conditioner and always seal in that conditioner with the oil. That's how the moisturization process works. Yeah.
If I could chime in with Jemm's leave-in, it's so amazing because we tell the customers all the time in the store, what she's saying is true, facts. With her leave-in, it just basically melts in your hand. And you could actually, you tried it before?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, you have you. Okay, so just open your hand and close your hand. Okay, and I just want you to rub the palm of your hands. And you will see when you rub it, it disappears, which is key for those with locks that they don't want any buildup. So it's partly, but it leaves you with that moisturized film. So this is why I personally recommend the leave-in so much to customers. Because of just what she says. So I just wanted to do a visual. So
And it smells good.
Sister Locks? Can you use this on Sister Locks?
Yeah, all hair textures, all locks, yeah.
Even natural hair.
Okay. How long have you done leave-in So it's not leave-in, you just leave it in. You put it on and you just leave it in. Yeah.
After you washed your hair?
After you wash.
Okay.
You can use it after you wash your hair, or if you just having like a really dry, your hair is really dry,
you could use it
regularly, yeah, and then always like sealing the conditioner without just to get moisturization process.
How do you use that? Because the product is twofold. It can be a deep conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. So you use it both ways. How would we use it as a deep conditioner?
As a deep conditioner, no. That's when, so you do your whole wash routine in the shower. You leave it in, you put it in your hair, and then you can leave it in for about 5 to 10 minutes. It really depends on you, and then you just wash it up. It's just as simple, yeah.
And then you can double up and use it as you leave it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I've been locked for almost 3 years now, and my hair is like, it's just naturally frizzy. Like it just comes out my locks sometimes. And I notice when I brush my locks, it helps me like tame the frizz. But I also seen on social media like some people say don't brush it, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it?
So me personally, I have no problem with brushing locks. I've had clients that brush their locks frequently all the time, and they have healthy, beautiful locks. Like brushing, I don't understand the issue with it. I see a lot of people do talk about it too, but I have clients that brush their hair and there's no issue. I brush my locks too. I have healthy locks, so definitely brushing is okay. It's okay.
So how would you, like I've had someone ask me about stocking the store with lock brushes. This is the style we have, but there was another style that they had without the bristles, more like wooden.
Let's try to come in so the customers will see in the back the brush that we do have. Sorry. Yes. We want to see.
So that's a lock brush we have by another loctician, Dr. Locks.
Yeah, this is actually a good. It's nice, especially for the locks. It forms, so it's really good for locks. Yeah, you can use this.
So I don't have locks. Everything I learned from that one back there. That put me on the spot. But I don't really, I've told them, instructed to kind of like hold the lock, after you hydrate and seal, and then you kind of just gently holding the lock and gliding it to kind of like seal in all the moisture.
With the brush?
Yeah. How would we?
Well, with the brush, you would just use it like you just literally just brush it down, brush it down. Yeah, you don't have to go in one. I wouldn't actually recommend doing one by one. Just go
brushing
the exact section on one side, and then just brush it up.
Okay. And then what about the other one, the one that has the actual like knobs? I talking about, Kim? I showed you a picture of that before.
The harder one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one it's like with the plastic, kind of like the Felicia Leatherwood plastic brush that we use too when you lose natural.
I'll try to find a picture.
Okay.
But also I wanted to ask, when you're brushing your locks, when you lose natural, you don't manipulate your hair unless it's wet or it has some kind of cream in it, because dry you don't want to comb it or brush it. So my question is, if with the locks, if you're going to incorporate brushing your locks into it, do you brush it when they're wet or do you wait till they're dry and then brush them?
You brush your locks once you finish your moisturization process. Okay. Don't brush your locks when you're dry. And also when you're brushing your locks, make sure you're out the starter lock phase. Okay. Definitely have to be out the starter lock phase, because you will mess up the starter locks. The starter locks are not mature enough to handle brushing. It's gonna stall the formation of the lock. So you should wait till you have mature locks, which is about, it depends on your hair texture, but your locks can become mature between a year and a year and a half. Yes, the starter lock phase, depends on the method that you start with, can last about 6 months to a year. It takes a while for your locks to fully mature, and it also depends on your hair texture and what method that you use. Yeah.
How often do you recommend to trim your locks?
Trim it. That's a personal. I think that's more like a personal preference. Yeah, more personal. If your locks, your locks are getting long and like they're like more uneven, and you want like a healthy look, then you could trim it. So it's really preference. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I have a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
So I just started, like I said, in August, and like one of my things is like I struggle with like figuring out what the best time to keep my styles in for, because I hear a lot of things on social media about not to keep your styles in for too long, or they can be damaging, especially like with the rubber bands and things like that. And then just, I don't want to over manipulate my hair either, because they say, well, don't touch your locks, just let them breathe and do what they need to do. So like, what would you recommend in terms of like how long to keep certain styles in, or like what styles are like appropriate or safe For starter locks.
Okay, so for starter locks, you should not, the minimum you should have your style in for is 2 weeks. The maximum, 2.5, 3 weeks. Do not pass 3 weeks with your style still in, especially if you're going to your loctician on a regular basis. Give your hair at least a week to breathe without your style before you go to your next appointment. Now, the styles that are, I personally feel and have seen that it's really damaging is two-strand twist, and that is really because a lot of people, when they do the two-strand twist and it's time to take out the style, they leave the rubber bands in the locks, and as your locks mature, as you just time passes, your locks start to get these weak spots and these thin spots, and then they start to break. So I love two-strand, but that is like one of my biggest things with two-strand, because when you're taking out the style, sometimes you just pull it apart and just take it out and just completely forget the rubber band. Yeah, so two-strand twist is just two-strand twist is one of the most that's one style that I see a lot of people have damaged locks from, because they just leave the rubber band in and they get like a lot of weak spots and thin spots and breakage within the locks. Other than that, most styles are pretty okay, because like I say, once you take it out within that 2 to 3 weeks, you're good. Just
And
also make sure you take out your rubber bands.
You say the same for mature locks too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then, my gel. So I love this gel. Oh my god, I love this gel so much. I use this gel for my clients. I have clients that use it to braid. They do braids. They do I use it for my edges. I use this gel literally for everything, and it's a very light water-based gel. It's not heavy. It's not thick. It's made with oils. My train of thought just went all over. But this is a really good gel. I recommend it to everyone. I've always had good reviews about this. It's really good. It's really good. I definitely recommend you guys trying it, especially if you use whatever you use to twist your hair and you realize like it's not lasting long, it's not staying down, you get a lot of flakes or white spots. Then definitely recommend trying the gel.
And how long should a retwist, if your locks are mature, how long should your retwist last if you don't have it in a confined style? And how often should you retwist? I have customers that always want to be neat. It's always neat. So it's like if one starts to unravel, they start twisting it. And I keep saying, you don't pop off your lock.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I want you to speak to them about how long should a retwist take, especially using your gel. I know for me, when I use your gel, sometimes when I'm ready to wash in 4 weeks, I have to unravel my hair because parts in the back that I don't mess with still are tight. But what is the sweet point for you to retwist?
So when your locks are matured, when your locks are mature, it also varies on your hair texture, because the gel is really good, but some people just naturally have like frizzy hair. Some people hair just naturally just doesn't stay in style. But like I also said, the minimum you should keep in a style is always 2 weeks, no matter if it's mature or starter locks. The minimum should always be 2 weeks. Maximum you could shoot to 3 weeks to 4 weeks when you have mature locks. Now when you're yeah, next part of that question, say that again. About
the sweet spot to retwist, and not, some people don't, I mean, for me the locks are not meant to be neat all the time, but that's me, right? Some people, and depending on what industry you work in, you feel a way if your hair starts to get bushy and frizzy and you want it to keep it neat. And I keep telling them, there's a point where you have to just let the hair be, and then you go and retwist, because you're going to palm rolling or twisting it, and that same spot is going to make it pop or thin.
When your locks are mature, you actually could go a lot longer for a retwist than starter locks, because your locks are mature, and you actually should not be retwisting your hair so often, because it will thin out your hair. Your roots will start to thin. Too much tension and too much retwisting will thin out your hair. When your locks are mature, you can go 2-3 months without a retwist. I definitely don't recommend past 3 months, because your roots will start to mat together, and when you go for a retwist, it will be painful. So I don't recommend, when you have mature locks, don't pass 3 months without a retwist. And do not, there are people that retwist their hair every week or every 2 weeks. That is terrible. Your hair will start to thin out. You will get tension, especially like your hairline area. It will start to thin out. So 2 weeks is too soon, especially for mature locks, to retwist. When your locks are mature, the least you should go with the minimum you should go without retwisting is at least 4 weeks. Give yourself at least, if you want to keep it up to date, if you have to go to work and you have to make sure that your hair is good, 4 weeks minimum before your next retwist. Do not retwist sooner than 4 weeks because your locks will start to thin out. Yeah.
So, I'm a musician, so I have a lot of performances, and sometimes when I go out a retwist, I kind of slick back my hair.
That's fine. Slick backs is perfectly fine.
But
Just
I feel
make sure when you're using all that gel to slick it back that you make sure you wash your hair.
Okay.
Wash it, yes. The slick back is perfectly fine. I mean, there's styles you could do, like gel back styles and just cute little styles that you don't need a retwist for. I feel like when a lot of y'all see like your hair frizzy, it's like, okay, no. But the frizziness is actually very cute. I don't know why people don't like the frizziness. It's so cute. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a question. So are your products good for children as well, or do you have a child line?
I do also have a kids line, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's
you
my mom, guys.
don't have a gel in the kids line, but I can use that gel in the
For
kids'
kids,
hair as well.
yes. You definitely can.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a lot of times, because let me tell you girl, your products finish fast in this store. So there's a lot of times, because I'm all about ingredients. So when I look at the ingredients, I find that I could still recommend some of the products from the kids line for the adults and just use simultaneously.
Yeah, you
whatever
can.
is needed.
So I actually created the kids line because I had a son, and even well, I have a son. I have a son. I have a son, and even though the products you can use for kids as well, I just personally wanted to create like a more gentle scent. The lemongrass is amazing, but I just wanted to create like a more gentle scent for the kids. So and also I have a hair care line. I just wanted to create a kids line as well. Right. So yeah, so I just wanted to create a more gentle scent for the kids, and that's why I created the kids line. But the products, you can use the regular products for kids as well. But the kids line products just is a little more gentle. I don't have as much ingredients in the regular oil that I do have in the kids oil. There's still good ingredients, it's just a lot less gentle. And then also in my regular oil, one of the ingredients is cayenne pepper, which is a stimulates hair growth. I don't have that in the kids line, in the kids oil, and that's simply just because, like, you know, kids like scratch your hair and then put have fingers in their eyes, and I just, you know, I didn't want that to burn them. So that's one of the main ingredients that in the regular oil that I don't have in the kids oil. But yes, so kids oil is just like a more gentle scent than the regular line.
So how does one get an appointment with you?
It's hard, trust me.
Well, since we're here, you can, after the talk, we can schedule you in for something. Do you know what you want to do? Like just a regular retwist, a consultation?
Little of both.
Little of both?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I'm more looking for a consultation because right now, like, when I first started off my twist, I had it in a diamond pattern. I started it in the States and then came home, and then the storms came and there was nobody doing it, so a friend of mine did mine, but it, like, for me, just all over the place.
All over the place, okay.
Yeah, it's been growing nice. I've been growing it since 2017, so it's already at the waist. You know, so I just want somebody that can look at it, tell me if it's okay, or, you know, and go from there, start styling, because I'm finding it difficult the longer it is.
Harder to style,
yes.
Definitely. I miss when my locks were short because they had so many hairstyles you could do. But yeah, we could because I come over here once a month for a week. I do locks here in St. Thomas. Okay. So definitely before I leave, we can schedule you in for some type of consultation.
Because I'm already due for a retwist. The last time I did my hair was back in August.
August? Oh yeah, you definitely
I kept the styling until October, so I just took it out in October there and just been free. Yeah. So when this goes on, it's
Talk about the services that you do provide at your salon space for us.
So I feel like I do just about everything except interlocking. I do not interlock, and that is simply because I personally, as a loctician, have seen just different locks and different lock journey. I have a lot of clients that have interlocked in the beginning of their journey just because they don't like the frizzies, like their roots, and interlocking is really good for tightening your roots, so you don't have to worry about a retwist so often. And every time, like, they come back months later or years later, they don't like how those because if you interlock, let's say you interlock one month and then you after that you start to just like retwist, there you will see the difference in your lock as it matures. Like that part that you interlock will be a lot skinnier and thinner than the rest of your locks. So me personally, I stopped offering that service because I don't like it, and I don't do anything that I don't like. So I stopped offering that service. But everything else, lock extensions, starter locks, coil stuff.
Micro locks too?
Also I don't do micro locks and sister locks. That's only 2 locks I don't do. Micro locks, I do all traditional locks. Also wigs, I don't do wigs, but nobody in the Virgin Islands do wigs. But the super huge, it's like 5 big locks, yeah. But I do traditional locks. Detox services, crochet services. I don't dye. I personally don't like color with locks. I see a lot of damage here with the colors, so I don't do coloring. But
I have a color question over here. Kimberly?
Not really waiting for you to finish, but I just wanted to know if there was a recommendation on types of dye to use with locks.
Okay, so I don't with color. I don't. If when it comes to coloring, I would say go to a specialist that deals with coloring. Yeah.
But I was thinking more like, I know here we have the henna dye.
Oh, like the washable
but
ones?
more like a natural dye versus going with a traditional.
Oh, well, and once you won't use the bleach is really the most, the bleach is a big problem. But the natural ones are fine. Or the ones that you wash out, like the wax and stuff, those are fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, I offer I think I basically offer all the services except the interlocking, micro locks, and wigs. And dyeing. That's about it. But everything else I do offer. Lock repairs, lock extensions. Yeah.
So like what you have with your hair, you would do that for someone?
Yes, I'm adding this to my site. I haven't added it yet, but this will also be on my site. Yes.
And how many different ways? What are the different ways that we can start our locks? Because I have that question as well. What are the different ways I can start your locks? I know I started with traditional coils, but I know there are other ways that you can.
So there are different ways. There are instant locks, which when you take the crochet needle. Now with the instant locks, I see a lot of people confuse instant lock with lock extensions because you're using a crochet needle. Instant locks, you're using the crochet needle to make your locks instantly, but you're using your real hair. You're not using any type of extensions, any type of fake hair. It's 100% your hair. With lock extension now, which is also a next type of way to start your locks, that's when you use like the fake hair, fake locks, and then you use the crochet needle and crochet it into your hair. So those are 2 ways that you can start your locks. There are also starter lock coils. That's like just with the comb coils. And with those, I absolutely love seeing coils when they mature. But with coils, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of people don't like them because they unravel very, very easily. It's like you can one wash, or if you go to the beach, or if you sweat a lot, it can easily just start to poof up and look crazy. But if you stick up with your maintenance, I promise you, like by like the 3rd or 4th month, you will see that it starts to lock. But it does take a while to lock. That's one of the longest locking process, I would say, one of the longest starter locking process, the coils. There's also 2-strand starter locks, which is basically kind of like the coils, like they lock the same way. But with the starter lock, the 2-strand starter lock, you get a little bit more security. Like it doesn't unravel as fast as the coils. Then there's also, we did 2-strand starter locks, instant locks, lock extensions, and then there's free-form. A lot of people just either just braid their hair or just leave their hair and it locks on its own. A lot of people don't like the free-form though, because eventually, like in the future, you want to do different styles. You can't do much styles if you free-form your locks because the locks might be just like all over, no type of patterns. So yeah, so there's free-form, instant lock, 2-strand starter locks, coils, lock extensions, and yeah, I think that's all of the locking methods. Yes. And then there's also interlocking. People interlock, but like I told you guys, that's not really one of the best methods. But yes.
I have one question. So for those who are novices here, and when we air this live, the video, could you just give us a quick rundown as to the 1, 2, 3, 4 order of application for the different products you have?
Okay.
So start to finish.
I always wash your hair first, especially like if you're starting, if this is like this is the first time doing this line or anything. I always start with clean hair, so you would wash and condition your hair first. if you need a little extra moisture, if your hair is like super dry, then you would apply the leave-in deep conditioner. There's 2 ways you can apply it. You can apply it after you condition your hair, leave it in for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then wash it out. Or after you finish your wash routine, you can apply it after you come out the shower, you dry your hair a little bit, apply it, and then leave it in, and it will be perfectly fine. After you do that, this is the real moisturization process here. That's when you mist your hair, and then you seal in that mist, you seal in all that moisture with your oil. So that's how you use those products. Yes. And then the gel, now you just use a gel when you're styling your hair. Like if you go now, when it comes to, let's say if you have locks and you're doing a whole wash routine, you will not use the oil and the mist until you retwist your hair. So you would wash your hair, clean your hair, then retwist your hair, and then apply your oil and the mist after. Because the oil this is a water-based styling gel. So the water and the oil, I have a client in here that always comes to me with a lot of oil in her hair. She don't want to come oiled up. And then want me to apply the gel, and then you can with the gel. With the gel, since it is a water-based gel, you can see, and water and oil, as you guys know, like you will see the difference. So I always wash, style, and then if you're doing it that way, and then apply your oil in this. Okay.
Please don't oil
When you go into your stylist, unless you're doing a wash, I do not go with any product in your hair. I always go with a clean, fresh hair.
So when you're doing the mist and the oil, you do that while the hair is wet?
Yeah, you could do the mist. Well, it depends. It depends on if you have like natural hair. If you're not doing a retwist, if you're doing your whole retwist, you dry your hair, make sure your hair dry, and then you apply your gel, and then you moisturize your hair. But if you have like natural hair and loose hair, then you could apply the oil and mist when it wets.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be like spray oil and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the gel is a dry gel, so it's best to retwist your hair, your roots, with your gel when your hair is dry.
Dry, yes.
Not wet?
When it's dry.
Okay.
So make sure after you wash your hair, you get a good dry, go on a blow dryer or a sitting dryer, whichever way, or if you air dry and you want to twist your hair the next day, just make sure your hair is dry before you apply the gel.
So I remember using your hydration mist and your oil combo when I had braids, and every time I put in braids, micro braids, any type of braids, I always use your gel, hydration mist and your oil, and it's the best combination of hydration and moisturizing to my hair.
Yes.
And I tell that to everybody that comes to me and be like, they want a moisturizing spray and an oil is like, you can use it, it's not just for locks.
It's not, it's for all hair textures.
It's different. If you're actually doing like the hydration mist every day and going with the oil every other day, they actually get the result that they actually get.
Yes, definitely. Like the oil and mist is definitely like, if you don't get any product here today, definitely get the oil and mist, because you will see a big change, and it's literally just two simple products that will change your hair care routine.
What's the best hair texture for you to start with? Because I know some women they're transitioning out. Like me, I was transitioning out from relaxed to natural, and some parts of my hair was still relaxed, like the ends. Would it be best for you to be completely natural to start your locks so that it will hold? Because I know that if your hair is too relaxed, it may not hold.
So that also depends on the way that you want to start your locks. It depends on you, because if you're a person that you want locks but you don't want to go through the whole locking process, and you want it long, you don't want a short picky stage, or people that call it, then if you have that half straight, half texture, then lock extensions is an option for you, so you could skip that. But if you do want to do like the traditional way, you want to do it from scratch, then I do recommend that either you could cut off your straight ends, just so you could get like the good yes. So definitely recommend, if you want, it depends though, if you want either coils or two-strand starter locks, then definitely cut off those straight ends. But if that doesn't matter to you, like if you want even instant locks, if you don't care about the straight ends, instant locks is our next method that you can use to start your locks, because all our straight ends will get teased up and you wouldn't even see that it was even straight in the first place. Like I've started people hair that has been fully straight, the hair wasn't even natural with the instant lock method. So it always depends on you, on the person's preference.
Yeah, I started my hair in between, but most of my straight hair was towards like the end of the tip. When I did started, it still peaks out.
Sometimes,
some of my locks, some of them, not all, still peaks out, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Do you have protein, like a protein treatment for your hair?
I don't, but I am in the process. I'm considering making one because I've got a lot of questions and inquiries about one.
So would the cleaning shampoo work similar to the protein treatment that
Yes.
you have there?
Yes, the cleansing shampoo. Yes.
What days are you at St. Thomas and where are you located when you are?
So, so when I'm at St. Thomas, I'm usually here between the 3rd or the last week of the month. It really depends how the months fall. And I work from Monday to Friday, and I'm at Signature Suits in Pasta Plaza in the country. Yeah. So I'm here every month, once a week, and it's usually the end of the month. But I always, and if you're like concerned in booking an appointment, I always open St. Thomas calendar the 1st of the month of that I'm coming. So for example, December calendar opens tomorrow. Yeah. December calendar opens tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's always at 6 p.m. I try to use the same routine, keep it the same every single time.
Question. Can you